Hey, what's God? I feel weird. Okay, don't judge me. Well, like you've never seen me like.
Judging you.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mountain Ew, and I'm here with my friend Diego. He plays drums in my band. Now, before we get started, in case you guys didn't know, me and my band represent a clothing brand called Deviant Clothing, and you can get 20% off your order. your order if you use our coupon code DeviantRep353. Links will be in the description. So today we're going to be talking about Expecting Perfection's top 5 best performances that we've ever played. Alright, for number 5 we have us playing at the Edge. The Edge is a gym, and one of our friends from Shattered Sight, you should check them out too. I'll leave a link to all their stuff in the description too. And like yeah, like his parents or something work at the Edge, and then he was like, hey, we can play here, and so we played there, and it was pretty cool. Probably 15 to 25 people showed up. It was a new environment. Like nobody's ever played at the Edge, honestly. It's kind of like weird, but it's weird in a cool way.
True. The only reason why it's on the top 5, it's actually on the 5th slot, is because we didn't have a bassist. Other than that, it was actually pretty cool. It was pretty solid. We did really good. That again, the bassist was the only reason we put it on number 5.
Yeah, Annalisa couldn't make it, and we weren't down to have somebody play bass for us. In the meantime, we were just like, we'll just go without the bass. I mean, let's just play this show. It's pretty cool. And even though we hate playing shows with missing elements, we were like, you know what? This is just a fun little show. We'll play there. And sure enough, it was all right. It was pretty cool.
Dog D's Rate plays in the background.
Actually, I'm probably gonna put some of our music in the background. Number 4, we have Metal Fest.
For Metal Fest? Crap, I don't remember. Okay. Metal Fest, it was really cool because we never performed for like a bigger audience until then. What made it more interesting about it is we had a band that felt like they were like a big deal. They had the recorded music. They have a music video. It's officially recorded, first of all. It's pretty cool. We really like the music video for it. They played all around the states, I'm pretty sure. If not, they were getting there, because they're not even from our state.
From Ohio, right?
Ohio,
or something like
somewhere
that?
around,
Yeah.
I can't remember. Either way, it's out of town, or out of state, actually. So it made it pretty cool because they were a big deal. At first we didn't know that, but as soon as they hit the stage, holy crap, we moshed like we never moshed before. Even we even had a person that doesn't even like that kind of music mosh with us. It was really hot, so we were dying.
It was super hot. Like when we played, like we got there like an hour before, so for sound check and stuff like that, and set up all of our stuff, and like it was super hot. Like, and of course my dumb self went in like jeans and stuff like that, because I'm not about to go up in shorts. It's kind of weird. Me in shorts. The only thing that I didn't like is that like literally, because we hadn't played a show in a long time since Battle of the Bands for that year, and like we wrote a whole bunch of new songs, and so literally every other song it's like this is a new song, and then blah blah blah, and it's like this is another new song, blah blah blah, and it's like this is another new song.
We felt unsure about them, so we were like looking at each other like, is this the last time we're gonna play this rift, or
Yeah.
how many times we play this? If you don't know any of our songs just yet, we have this song actually on our YouTube channel, Dog Days Rate. That was actually the newest song that we had for that time. So the only reason why it's 4th place this show is because we saw the performances, and like some of the songs were like a little bit off. It was mostly the heat. We were out of tune because of heat. We weren't all the way in there because we were unsure. We were scared, messing up a lot. Pretty much everything was just all over the place. It was good because there was an audience that we never seen before. It was actually beneficial for one of one of the music scene, person that had passed away that same year.
Yeah, so they had like a plate sale going on and all this stuff, and it was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure they raised a lot of money, and like it was for a good cause. And I guess that's another thing that's really cool about that show, is that they got like a lot of really good bands, not just that band that we were talking about from Ohio called the Convalescence. Shout out to Donna Flames. I did Bloodborne? I'll look it up. Leave like a list of all the bands that we played with in the description for each show that we talk about, because we don't want to leave them out.
Oh yeah, plays in the background.
For number 3, we have our first ever Rotary Park. Well, our first show as Expecting Perfection outside of like playing at school for Battle of the Bands, which we're not considering Battle of the Bands. Those aren't performances to us.
Our first exposure as a band. Also, we had written music. We were supposed to play later on, but they asked us to play first. It's like, can you just play 3 songs? But in the middle of the performance, in the middle of a song, they were like, I don't think people are getting here until like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Can you play your whole set? But you're still gonna play like at night again? So we played the whole set. People were actually digging it, the people that were there, and then the people that were getting there again. So it was really fun. It was our first performance ever.
Like the thing about shows is that sometimes like they'll see like the set list and how set lists work. It's like the ones at the very bottom, they're gonna play first, and then the ones at the top, they're gonna play last. And so people are like, oh, like this band that's at the top will go whenever they play, or they'll go later on in the show. But they purposely started the show an hour earlier before any band started, and still not a lot of people had showed up. Well, not like a decent crowd. I'm pretty like whenever we first got there was already like 20 people.
Yeah, there were 20 people.
But
they were a good amount.
Yeah, it's just they like the people who were running it. Shout out to Eddie and the codes for sound. Yo, there's supposed to be more people than this. We'll just wait, and so that's why we ended up playing the whole set list and stuff. Because we were down to play. We thought, hey, as many times as we can play, we'll take one for the music scene for the team or whatever, and we'll do it. The thing is, for our first performance, we did not do any covers. Once we started Expecting Perfection, we were like, no covers. If we're playing shows like with our name, like hey, Expecting Perfection is playing here at this place or whatever, it's like we're gonna show them who we are, not who we can mimic or anything like that, because we're like a band. Like we want to get out there and reach people. Our first show, we played all original songs, and not only that, but people actually dug our sound, so that was pretty cool. For number 2, we have Yukfest, and to be specific, Yukfest 9, because that's the one we played at.
Yeah. It's the biggest music event in town. So what makes it cool about it is that we didn't like ask to be in it. They actually asked us to actually show up, and we're a beginner band, or we were a beginner band at that time. So you don't think, oh, they're gonna call us or anything, because you see like all these big shots from like out of town or even in town. So you're assuming like, oh, we probably have to like ask them and beg them for us to play. But no, it was actually the other way around. And not only did we play at Yukfest, but we also played the main stage. I don't know if they've done it like in years before, where they have like a main stage and then like another stage. So for the band, it's also like, I guess you can say like how a Warped Tour does it, like how they have the right leg or like right foot and then left foot. How like one band plays, and like as soon as they finish, the other band plays. So you know, it's kind of like that, alternates back and forth. Bless you. Another cool thing about it is that people that usually don't come to shows like Rotary Park shows or anything that's done by the codes, which is pretty cool what they do. You know, some people that usually don't show up for shows, but they want to go to the main one, they show up. We have so many people actually just come up to us and be like, dude, I never heard from y'all, but y'all are pretty good. So like, when are your next shows and stuff? They were asking us about everything. They were asking about like our Facebook page, any social media. our music. At that time, we actually didn't have any music out. If I'm
No, we didn't start recording until like after.
We got motivated by other bands as well to just get better and better. Fea, they're pretty good. Shattered Side also played there. Lechuga. I don't remember the rest. Do you remember?
The codes F.T.P. Noble Insect, right? And then what's it called? The I Am Destruction. They were pretty cool. Names will be in the description. Another thing that I thought was kind of funny is that, and this also happened at Metal Fest. Get off the stage, we're packing up our stuff, and then we finally get back into the venue, and we're like, okay, cool, now we can chill. Literally moments after we walk in, like, some guys come up to us. This one guy that, like, he came up to us and he was like, hey, you guys sound pretty good. And of course, like, everybody's like drinking beer and stuff over there. He was already probably drunk. And like, I don't mean to like label people or be stereotypical and stuff like that, but you know, he's the guy with like probably like 30 or something, with like the jean like jacket vest thing, you know, and he's got patches like from metal and punk bands and stuff like that, and we don't think he's gonna be a part of our audience, you know. And then he's like, hey, I really like your stuff, you guys sound pretty good, what's your name again? And we were like, yeah, we're expecting perfection. And then he was like, oh, that's cool, can I look, do you have anything like online or whatever? And then we were like, yeah, we have a Facebook, and we got Instagram and YouTube. And then he's like, oh, Facebook and YouTube, okay. Walks back, and then he's like, look, I found you guys, I'm gonna, and then he presses like in front of us. The thing at Metal Biz, like, the guy was like, what's your name again? Expecting Perfection. It's like, okay, you guys have a Facebook. It's like, okay, cool. You guys have YouTube? Yeah, okay, cool. Like, we hear our music playing, and then he's like, I'm watching your video, and then he just walks away. So yeah, but that was pretty cool. Like, a lot of people that we didn't know would be in our audience ended up like talking to us and like being like, yeah, you guys are pretty cool. Yeah, so Yukfest is pretty cool, pretty beneficial, especially because a lot of guys, they don't want to, like, they're not there to see cover bands, like, they're there to see some like cool like punk or rock or whatever. So it was pretty cool, nice exposure, stuff like that. For number 1, we have the mall. What do you think was like what was your favorite part of the whole thing? Because I have a lot to say about the mall. I have a lot to say about everything, honestly.
What I enjoy about that is actually the performance. One of our last major performance before we took a break as a whole band. Before her went to, like, before her. Oh crap! Before she went to college, Annalisa also going to college.
We miss you, Annalisa.
Because there was people that don't come to shows at all, like walking by. Some of them stayed, even if it was for a song or two, they stayed there. They took video. Some of them even tagged us on our stuff, on their Instagram or stuff. So that was actually pretty cool. There was actually like a Christian group, I guess you can say, like they were going to something. I don't like.
Yeah, they were doing some type of thing in like Mexico, like they were doing some type of a missionary stuff or whatever. And I don't know if that's what you call it. I think that's what you call it. But yeah, and they were doing some stuff in Mexico, but they were staying in Motel 6, which is like right next to the mall. And they just came.
Yeah, so they came. They're digging the music, but people came up to Shattered Side and asked them if they could like perform in something, and they say that they'll be there like in 30 minutes. So we took like a 20-minute, 30-minute break. Come back with really exotic instruments, you can say, for the most part. It's pretty cool. I don't see it like it wasn't weird at all or anything. It was actually pretty fun. Like,
yeah, even though we're not really about Christian music, it was just nice. It was like a friendly thing. Just like we all connect with music.
Yeah. So we're actually like most of the people there, they're not into that kind of music either. Mm-hmm. Like not in an offensive way or anything. They're just not into it. But they were like all into it. Like they were all about it. They felt accepted, and that was actually pretty cool about the music scene that we liked about that performance, because like there you don't see that often. Like the music scene connecting with other people that they've never seen before.
Yeah, because like the whole point of this show was like to start our own kind of movement, which Shattered Sight's mostly in charge of that because they kind of came up with the idea of trying to get outside of the music scene. And the big thing about the music scene, like Rotary Park or the Gasa and like bands that play, is that they're set up by certain people, and they're like the crowds are usually really biased towards who they listen to and who they give their full-on attention to. So in that environment, it felt really peaceful and really nice.
And the thing is that I don't have nothing against the current music scene. It's mostly that because they're older, and we're like teenager, basically almost like adulthood. We're barely in adulthood. We're like the youngest band to perform in like one of these shows. So we're trying to make a different part of the music scene where younger people can like feel accepted and not by just like older people where they're drunk and or smoking or something.
Yeah,
like it's like where everybody can just show up and be like, oh, like y'all are cool. Like I feel good and accepted here. They felt accepted. They stayed and they heard us. Whenever we played, they're just jamming out to our music. They never heard our music before. They're jamming out to us. They even like asked us if like for our social media. They tagged us in our social media and their social media to us, and a lot of people stayed for us, and that was pretty cool.
There was a lot of people like at the mall thing too. You might think like, oh no, it's just like a handful of people, and then like those guys that showed up from that Christian thing. It was a good amount of people, and it was really nice just to see new faces, and then the new faces were totally into it. The only downside is that we did have permission to play at the mall, but just
I guess a misunderstanding of it.
Yeah, cause literally like Poncho and like Shattered Sight asked like, hey, can we play here? Like have a show here? And they're like, yeah, sure, you can play where the carnival usually sets up. There should be plugs there. And they're like, okay, cool. And so we're trying to set up over there, and then they're like, guys, there's no plugs, so we're moving to the front of the mall. But they didn't tell the mall people that. They were just like, let's just move to the front of the mall, whatever. And
they didn't say anything for a good 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, like there was music going on, but I guess once like it was getting kind of darker and after hours, like the mall
like they
was
didn't
already
care.
like,
and then like after that, like they called the cops on us.
Yeah, like, and it sucks because Shattered Sight was going to put it all together, and then their set got cut short. But it was funny how like they were all into their music, and then like everybody's like, are those the cops? Are they coming after us? Like, are they driving towards us? And then Poncho's like, oh shit, the cops. And then he just keeps on going, like he's like, yeah. And then the cops get out of the car, and then they finish the song, and then they're like, yes sir.
It was a really fun show.
That's our top 5. That like, and hopefully there's more shows that we can talk about.
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2 of like shows that we've played and stuff like that. I'm actually really looking forward to playing more shows and playing more shows like the one at the mall. Like, you know, maybe if anybody wants us to play at your house, we'll go. We'll clean up. We'll do everything.
Take everything off that can be broken.
Yeah, we'll remove everything that's fragile and breakable and stuff like that. We'll play, and then we'll put everything back. We'll dust it. We'll bring a little feather duster. We'll bring the Swiffer. Anyways, if you have any other questions about the band, you can leave it in the comments. Give this video a like and check out my band. It's in the description. There's a whole bunch of bands that are going to be in the description. Like a whole bunch of bands because we talked about shows.
Description.
Yeah. Links especially for our friends in Shattered Sight because they're
pretty good.
They're like the main reason why our number one was our number one, because of them, and it's pretty cool. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and
comment, like, and subscribe.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
So bad.